Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and look below for all the links to all the things Apocalypse Soon, including EddiePepitone.com, where you can find out when he's going to be in your town so you can see him do live stand-up. We got Patreon for this video the day the podcast comes out, and extra clips of Eddie doing stand-up. And of course, go over to YouTube where you can catch up on all of our episodes and see clips that we're posting there. And now let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs of the park, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the only podcast where trees try to murder us. And now, here he is. He's got the hat on. We're fully clothed. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast that flies in the direct flight path from Burbank Airport. That's right. We're in NoHo Park, and we're behind the sister tree.
That's right.
The sister oak tree of the oak that fell on us. But we already tested this. We had 6 guys pushing against it. We should be okay for these next 40-plus minutes, yeah?
We should be, yes.
We should be.
God
How
willing.
are you, brother?
I'm doing good.
What is going on? We were just talking about a comedian thing about doing the social media thing.
Yes.
And about how, well, we both don't like the self-promotion. I mean,
Yes.
it taps into my vanity, my ego. I kind of like it. But it's a pain in the ass, too.
It is a pain in the ass. You got to keep putting stuff out. You do a great job of just putting stuff out and doing.
Really.
I like your little walk and talks that you throw out there sometimes where you're walking and
I
talking.
haven't done that in a long time. I used to do. By the way, is it me or is it true that there isn't? Oh, we have a dog
Hey,
visit.
buddy.
Hi. Is it me or is it true that Instagram Live isn't happening as much?
No, I haven't seen hardly any Instagram Live, and it used to get me a lot because
Yeah.
people that I would follow
Would go live.
They'd go live.
And you'd be like, let's see what they're fucking doing.
Yes, and
What
then
happened to that? It was another just fad or trend? Or?
I don't know. It's still an option to do it. But yeah, no, I would get caught because it'd be somebody that I like follow to follow back kind of a thing, and I didn't really know this.
What was that?
It's like a follow to follow back type of thing. Like somebody follows you, you follow them back because they're a fellow comic or whatever.
Right.
You don't really know them, and then you get an alert and you click on it because ooh, somebody's alert. It's different. It's for me, and then you go and it's this live thing. They're going,
Yeah.
is anybody? We got anybody? Who's? Oh, hey. Yeah, and then they're talking to somebody in the background or whatever. I think you should bring it back.
I used to like doing it, and I would get a bunch of people, and it was fun. But it's also like, I don't know. It really is, like any career, right? Like, and I'm not good at this either, is like, where do I put my time and effort into? And you have to be very kind of like a ninja with that.
Yes.
Right? Like,
well, you got to go all in too on a lot of this stuff. And so if you pick the wrong thing or something that people aren't interested in, and you're going all in, after a while you look back, you're going, man, I've been doing this. I've been busting my ass for 6 months on this whole chopstick usage tutorials, and people.
well,
people aren't responding.
I told you a long time ago, I thought you were off track, focusing so much on chopsticks and how to use them when you're a comic and you want to get jokes out. But, you were going through what I would call your Asian food stage.
Yes, dude. I mean, it gets caught in the zeitgeist. I can't think about anything else. Then I see people out, and you've seen people, failing with chopsticks. And it just would break my heart. It was a real sidetrack for me. But I'm back on track. I'm away from the Asian foods. I'm back to, putting clips. You got to put the stand-up out. A lot of people request a lot of thirst trap type stuff from me where they want nudes. They want,
Oh, get in line.
I know.
Get in line when you're talking about me. I have a nude calendar. By the way, someone said that would be the funniest fucking thing if I put out a nude calendar.
I think that would be amazing.
The Bitter Buddha, whatever. The Bitter Buddha Nuda.
Yes, dude. You could definitely do that. We could put out like a goal. And then, once we hit a certain subscription goal with the pod or something, we put it out. The Bitter Buddha 2025, the Bitter Buddha Nuda. We could
Maybe
do it
we
tastefully.
should make that only available to Patreon members.
I think so.
And maybe only is Circus to 20?
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe we only make my nude calendar and tastefully done.
Yes.
Like this isn't going to be a thing where I'm shoving a dildo in my ass.
Yeah, you're not going to be, sitting there with your ankles behind your ears, spreading your ass cheeks or
No,
anything.
that's for the circus.
That's for the that's for the $1,000 a month customers. But I think we could definitely do like a Costanza style,
Yes.
very, a peculiarly placed, piece of vegetation that
Yeah,
obscures,
we'll see if I'm going to cover anything up.
We'll see.
I mean, I may take a plant and cover up, that my Johnson, but it's going to take, and I say this with all due respect to others, it's going to take a very big plant to cover up my Johnson.
Oh,
like the tree. This tree, it could cover the John. Yeah,
Yeah,
if I stood behind this tree, you would still probably see the head.
You got to give them something, You got to at least show them a little bit of it.
This podcast has started off horribly. Anyway,
I think this is a great idea. I think we really
the
are.
Bitter
on-
Buddha Nuda.
Yes, absolutely.
Available to circus members on Patreon only.
We could have some throwbacks to the pod, like, maybe even, we could set the background where it's like a driving in the rain. We have the Uber sticker on your car, but maybe just the bag is covering you, the little Uber Eats bag.
Yes, that's brilliant. That we the guided meditation.
Yes,
where
yes.
I'm in the lotus position
Yes.
with the lotus showing.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, you're going to be...
Praying for celebrities.
Absolutely. And we could even do, it would be hilarious of praying for, where it's kind of a back profile of you, staring up at the heavens, and we just see a little bit of your ass crack. Yeah. Just like a little precious moments
Can
doll.
we get this done, you think?
I think we can. I think there's enough talented
We'll
people
do a
around
photo
here.
shoot. And I want that, by the way, if we do a photo shoot of me nude, I wanted a closed set. Just me, you, and a couple of people from the neighborhood.
Just a couple of the boys. A couple of the boys from the neighborhood.
Couple of boys from the neighborhood.
I think...
Maybe my tax guy, who's very good. Shout out to Bruno Lofredo.
Ooh. Good. That's a good name.
I'm getting money back this year. Did you do your taxes
I
yet?
did, yes.
You getting money back?
Thank God,
Nice.
yeah. My boy needs a new computer, so we got to...
Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
Papa needs a new phone and a couple of things. I love it when my son needs a computer, because then I get to give him my old computer.
Oh, and you?
I get the new computer because I'm the dad.
Is that what happens?
Oh yeah,
That's how he gets fucked in that scenario.
That's
to
right.
me,
And he'll get to
you
do
give
the
him
fucking
your
later on.
computer, which is new to him.
Yes,
and you get the new computer.
That's right. Same with
How
the
old
phones.
is this kid again?
15.
Well, I think he's old enough to know better now.
Yeah, no,
Hey, Dad. Well, let's do, since we're talking about praying for celebrities a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we were, but I started doing the praying for celebrities.
I love it.
But let's do one.
And now join us for another beautiful episode of Praying for Celebrities.
Dad,
Yes,
the
son?
Sandman is coming.
Yeah, you're getting a little sleepy there, buddy. I saw you
Yeah.
falling asleep when you were eating your hot dog. Oh, you look at him. He's getting all tuckered out. All right, buddy.
Oh, boy, it's been a hard day of trying to escape from this cabin.
Well, yeah, you're so silly.
But you're
buddy.
very good at locking me in.
That's right.
What's the name of your band again?
It's written on the side.
Ass Injector.
That's right. Ass.
I don't like this whole scenario, Pop, but let me pray for some celebrities
Okay.
before I go to sleep.
All right, let me get you tucked in there, buddy. Nice and tight. Okay, and go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
And let's go right ahead. You start.
Okay. God, please look down on all the people who have a tremendous amount of assets. I'm talking about people who have so many houses all around the world that they can't afford to take care of them. I mean, they have like 10, 15 houses. I mean, look at Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage at some point went bankrupt from all these houses or castles that he bought. And some people say, God, that he bought them in a drunken stupor. But I like his movies, so please protect guys like Nicolas Cage, God. And please protect all the multi-millionaires and billionaires who have all this property around the world, and it's hard to care for. I mean, yes, most of us live 7 people to a room, and in my case, God, I live in a cabin in an isolate. I don't even know where we are. Why is that, Dad?
Well, son, I like to have a little adventure as much as we can, you know.
Yeah, but this has been going on for years.
Well,
and I'm getting older. I'm 31.
Well, when you're...
I'm 31, Dad.
Maybe when you're my age, you'll understand. And if you have a son of your own, you know, you'll get it.
Anyway, God, please protect all the people who a lot of people think, oh, why should I care about the very, very wealthy? Well, it takes a lot to take care of a lot of property. And also, it takes a lot to have so many options. Like when you're really rich, you get up going, what do I do? Do I fly to Antigua? Do I go to Paris for champagne brunch? Or do I just fuck these 7 sex workers? It's not an easy decision.
A lot of pressure for those
and
guys.
That's why I say pray for celebrities and don't pray constantly, you know, for endangered species. Oh, yes, this lifestyle of the celebrities is, you know, destroying habitats and, you know, making our lives unsustainable and, you know, producing wildfires and floods. But think of the people who are doing this and the guilt that they have to bear. I mean, when they see a wildfire, when they see a flood, you know, I'm sure there's guilt, right, Dad? In the ultra rich and the uber rich.
Absolutely, yeah.
So please pray for these people who make our lives one bowl of misery and make it. I mean, it's not easy to make everybody miserable. They have their own type of misery, and that's the misery of excess. So please pray for them.
That's right.
But most of all, please pray for the guy who owns My Pillow.
Oh, the My Pillow Cube guy?
Yeah. He's a crazy right-wing batshit nut. And let me tell you something. When you're crazy and batshit, even though you have money, you don't enjoy it because you're so crazy. Sure, he gets sucked off in Mercedes Benzes.
That's his right, son.
Right?
That's his right.
To beautiful designer drugs. But he also has anxiety from being a batshit crazy right-wing lunatic.
Poor guy.
So please, I think his name is Mike something.
That sounds right.
Mike, do you know his last name?
You know, I'm not as well read as you, son. You really doing your research on these prayers.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm so proud of you, buddy.
If you are my father.
Well, come on. Look at the resemblance, son. You know it's your old man.
I don't know. I don't know if a father would keep his son in a cabin without GPS.
Nah.
And all the doors are, I love you, Dad. That's it for the celebrities, I think.
All right. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Man.
That's right. And thanks for joining us on another Praying for Celebrities.
That felt good.
That was good. He's in his 30s now. We got more details coming out on this kid. He's
you know, there's a saying, more will be revealed. And that's what's happening here.
You know, I was thinking of I was trying to think of bits we haven't done in a while, and we have not checked in on the business that has pornography being played in the background in a while.
That's
And
a
it's-
very good one. Now,
It's a hard bit to do in the public.
I was gonna say that the only thing about that bit is, it does take a lot of screaming. I could try it with kind of a sotto voce scream.
Wow.
If you want to try
A sotto voce scream?
Yeah, meaning a kind of muffled screaming, because we are surrounded by, families and beautiful dogs.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do the business that holds its meetings in the library and also has internet pornography, bondage pornography going off in the background?
Okay.
That could be good.
This is actually actually what it would be is the Library Association of America holding their annual meeting.
Yes.
In the library.
Yes. And now, the Library Association Holders Meeting has another meeting with internet pornography going off in the background.
Okay, everybody, keep your voices to a minimum. That's what we're about. I want to go over the numbers. Fuck me in the ass.
Okay.
Hey, can somebody turn the pornography up a little?
I'm gonna blow
Fuck me in the ass hard. Okay, now with our, we had to get rid of the Dewey Decimal System, of course, and that happened a long time ago.
Yes, I have a question.
Keep your voice down, Margaret.
I have a question.
You want to put it in my back door?
I have a question. Oh my God! I'm doing the reverse cowgirl. Can somebody tilt the screen?
Can somebody tilt the screen toward me? I want to see reverse cowgirl.
I got you, yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to blow my load.
Okay. Now, before this gentleman blows his load on the videos, and please watch the video.
Tina, why are we watching pornography? I really want to concentrate on the elimination of the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, yeah, baby. You think you can handle the whole thing?
I don't know. I love getting pounded in a lumberyard. Okay,
Now, we do have to talk about the replacement of the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
Even though, Ed, of course, is constantly making the request to play the pornography in the background.
I'm going to fuck you like you've never been fucked before.
I can't wait. Can you please turn that up? Now, everybody keep your voices down, even though the pornography is loud.
What I want to say is that we are going to streamline this library like a like a good business model should.
I'm going to tie your foot to your neck, baby.
We need to really get on top of our finances. As a matter of fact, we got to get on top. Oh, here comes cowgirl, not reverse, just the cowgirl.
Yeah, so I think if we go purely digital, we could probably be able to get
Take
the
my
organization.
big load in your mouth.
People will still be able to find the books.
We have
And-
to make the library run
I
like
can barely fit
like
it
a
in.
piston engine.
Oh, God.
Okay, meeting over.
And thanks for joining us at the library meeting with internet pornography in the background.
I only think right now of people who have found this podcast through the news segments.
Yes.
I think we told the news people that my podcast is about the decline of civilization.
It is, yes.
And, we're environmentally very conscious. And they were like, yeah, and I just think of the straight people
Yes.
who, let's call them straight people or civilians,
Yeah.
people who aren't as artistic
Regular folk.
as us and our viewers, our regular viewers. Their sense of humors aren't as developed.
No.
They're stunted, actually.
People go, "Oh wow, this seems like a fun podcast," and they're supporting the ecosystem, and they're
And then they tune in, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're listening to." Now, let me get this straight, Arnie. We are listening to a meeting in a library where pornography is being played. That's what's on this. How is this helping the bald eagle?
Oh, this.
How is this helping the whale?
Well, you'll get it. You'll see. There's undertones of ecological activism in the podcast. You'll see it. And this Eddie Pepitone, very intellectual comedian, and it's always very they call him the bitter Buddha for a reason. There's wisdom, in there.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Hey, let's. You know who we haven't visited with in a while?
Who's that?
Allen Mezquida.
Oh, well, folks. And now, checking in with Al and Margaret.
The couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Okay, little salt, a little pepper,
Margaret, put some red flakes in there.
a little red flakes. Al, would you mind if I put just a hint of cilantro in there?
All right, put a little cilantro in. By the way, what are you making?
Oh, I don't know, Al.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know what I'm making. It's gonna be delicious, though.
You mean you're just winging it, Margaret?
I'm winging it. I'm living a life as a fictional character, winging it.
Margaret, you're as real as the day is long.
Oh, Al, thank you so much. I'm going to say that this is an omelet or a bouillabaisse.
That's two very different things.
Al, do you know what a bouillabaisse is?
I'm not sure, Margaret. I know that a bouillabaisse is French.
Oh, Al, you're Mr. Obvious, I call you.
Haha. That would be a good superhero for me, wouldn't it, Margaret?
Al, can you unzip the back of my dress while I cook?
Oh, boy. Margaret, how come you always get randy when you're cooking?
Well, I tried to get Randy, but he was unavailable today.
Oh, Margaret, I love your punny sense of humor.
Al, we met at the school for puns. Remember?
I do. I remember. What did they call that school again?
Oh, they call it lower education.
That's not a pun, Margaret.
It kind of is, Al. Oh, anyway, just unzip me.
Okay, I'm going to unzip you back, but please don't stop making the omelet or bouillabaisse.
Oh, my God, Al. Do you see what's on our doorbell ring camera or ring doorbell camera? I'm not sure.
You know, Margaret, you should look into your dyslexia.
Look what's on our doorbell ring camera.
It's ring doorbell camera, Margaret.
I think it's doorbell ring.
That's because you're dyslexic.
Dyslexia is not something to make fun of, Al.
I'm not. I'm just pointing it out.
Anyway, look what's going on the ring doorbell camera. Someone's on our front porch holding up a bloody possum.
Oh, my God, it's Randy.
I told you I invited Randy over.
Oh, my God, I thought you were making a pun.
No, Al, no, I'm not making a pun. And what is Randy doing with a bloody possum?
I don't know, Margaret. Should we let him in?
I don't want blood all over the linoleum. We just cleaned the blood from the double homicide that was here.
What?
You don't know about the double homicide that took place in our kitchen?
Why am I always the last to know about double homicides, Margaret? This is the third one you didn't tell me about.
Yes, Al. There was a double homicide here when you went on your road trip. That's right. Things happen when you're gone, Al.
I know they do, Margaret, and I've told you I think you are a little off the deep end when I go on the road.
I get nervous and I kill, Margaret. I kill, Al.
You just called yourself by your own name.
I almost did, and then I caught myself.
And also, it's ring doorbell, goddammit.
Doorbell ring. Okay, Randy's gone, thank God.
All right, Margaret, listen, I think Eddie has had enough of this visit.
What do you mean? He's the one who fucking lets us do our thing.
Why are you cursing now, Margaret?
I'm cursing because I was searching for the right thing to say, and it didn't come out.
All right, Margaret, look. Eddie is very tired, and that's why he's doing a lot of sexual material and murder material. He goes to his primal self. Primer?
What are you, a painter now? He's going to his primer self, Al?
Margaret, speaking of that, are you drinking Rust-Oleum while I'm on the road? Is that why you're killing? No. All right. Look, I love you. All right. I love you too, and I'm sorry I kill when you're on the road. I'm sorry I yelled at you for killing. Oh, I think you're morally right. I know, but I'm emotionally wrong toward you. Can I write a song about that? Morally right, emotionally wrong. Oh, morally right, anyway. I love you, baby. I love you, Al.
Aren't they great? Thanks for joining us on another Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
They really are a couple of just crazy kids trying to find love in a whacked out interior world of a comic.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot in that mind. You know, there's a lot up there. I love an older couple that's just in love, but also gives each other shit.
Yeah.
You know, just the grouchy old couple, and they're always messing with each other, but they don't grab her and smooch her. I always love that stuff. You get a little sentimental.
It always ends with a message of hope, and I think, I think basically that is what this podcast is about, is hope.
Yes.
You know, hope on a lot of levels, like hoping it will end, hoping that Eddie and Kevin, won't be able to put out this podcast much longer. That kind of hope springs eternal with this podcast.
People love it, man. We've been getting a lot of love. Our viewership has gone up a little since the event, and I think it's come from a lot of people that already know us.
I think so too.
That are like, dude, you guys almost got crushed by a tree. I
had
watched
that
the
a lot
pod.
last night.
Yeah.
Everybody last night at the Comedy Store was asking me, not asking me, but going, oh my God, I saw that.
Yeah.
But you know what a bunch of people have said? I don't know if we covered this already, but they said that, Pepitone, I'm glad you're okay, but what a funny way that would have been for you to die.
Yes.
Like that, what a legacy, that Pepitone crushed by a tree in No Hope Park.
Yes. Well, I always have delusions. I remember especially when this podcast first started, I'm like, this will be the thing. What if this is the thing that makes both of us really pop? And then sometimes I'll have a thought like, if you had gotten crushed by that tree, that'd be my part of my legacy too. Because people will be like, oh, you're the guy who killed Eddie Pepitone.
Why did you kill me?
Because,
you weren't. It is, and I have a PI on this, a private investigator.
I know
on this. Why weren't you near the tree at that time? and it's being looked into.
I have nothing to hide.
Let's do a new segment. It's called, ready? And you do characters too with me.
Yeah.
It's called Fred Stevens' Private Eye.
Okay.
Ready?
Now welcome to Fred Stevens' Private Eye.
That's a little too on the head.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Try another.
All right.
Intro.
Fred Stevens' Private Eye.
Come in.
Hey, Fred. How's it going?
Hey, who are you? Are you all right? You're my secretary, Margaret. Listen,
That's right. It's me, Margaret, your secretary.
Listen, Margaret, first of all, I think your voice therapy is starting to sound a little more feminine, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But we just had a case come across our desk, Margaret.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
What do you need from me? I'm here for you.
There's a missing woman in Santa Monica.
All right.
Dorothy Bittelheimer.
When was the last place she was seen?
She was seen in a house of pancakes, woofing down strawberry pancakes with extra butter.
Interesting.
Now, here's the twist in it. She hated pancakes. As a matter of fact, she was allergic. And she was on the outs with her husband, Fred Biddleworth, real estate agent in Santa Monica as well. All of this revolves around Santa Monica, a very Tony neighborhood, as you know.
Now, why would a woman who doesn't like pancakes be in a pancake house?
She was not only didn't like them, she was allergic to them. So I'm thinking this, Margaret.
and you tell me if I'm right. I think she was forced into this pancake house under duress, perhaps with a gun, by Fred Biddleman, her husband.
Ooh, I love
Because they were about to divorce, and Fred did not want to give away any of his property or any of his money. And him and Margaret hadn't had sex since JFK was shot.
Her name's
not
Margaret?
RFK. JFK was shot.
Wow.
They haven't had sex since when was he shot? Do you remember, Margaret? 1963?
I believe it was
That's a lot of years.
a lot of years with no sex.
I mean, that's when America's innocence died, and that's when their sex life died. So I think Biddleman had all this pent up, let's just call it sperm.
I believe it.
Let's just call it. Come in.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, I'm looking for a private detective.
Boy, you're a tall drink of water.
Well, I've been so charming. It's nice to meet a man who's a real man.
You have legs longer than a run-on sentence.
Well, I try to do a
Who
little
are you?
stretching. My name's Marilyn Cosgrove.
Marilyn Cosgrove.
My best friend's been missing ever since she went to the pancake
Oh,
house.
my God, we were just discussing that. Marilyn, what is your relationship to Dorothy Biddleman?
Me and Dorothy, we was friends in college, and sometimes, I'll be honest, we was more than friends.
Yes, I was just going to ask that because a lot of women experiment in college. Did you make out with Miss
We made out
Biddleman?
quite a few times.
All right,
under
so
an
maybe it
old
was-
oak tree.
Where?
Under an old oak tree. We would get under the
Were you
tree.
fans of Tony Orlando?
Oh, I love Tony Orlando.
Tie a yellow ribbon. I love
Oh.
that. Margaret, sing with me. Tie
Tie
a yellow ribbon on the old oak tree. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Cosgrove, but we like to have fun in here, and we like to keep it light, even though we deal with death.
Such a beautiful bass tone in your voice, detective.
Thank you, and my secretary is undergoing voice therapy and is almost transitioning now to a feminine sound.
I've been working on it a lot lately and doing the vocal exercises and warming up. I'm almost there. I can really see your work's paying off for you.
Yeah. Now, look, Miss Cosgrove, so you made out with Miss Biddleman,
Hold on.
many times.
Let me take off my overcoat.
Oh, my God. You certainly are well put together.
Ooh, these shoulders need a little room to breathe.
Oh, my Lord. You know, you're a bit of a distraction.
It's so hot in here, detective.
Don't take off anything more.
Oh, I wouldn't dare.
Please don't.
You wouldn't happen to have a moist washcloth I could dab my forehead and chest with, would
Margaret,
you?
get her a moist
I'm right on it. Hold on.
washcloth. A moist washcloth.
There you go. This is a moist and moist washcloth.
Thank you,
here.
Margaret.
Well, thank you. Let me just dab my forehead. I'm
Oh,
gonna dab
boy.
my clavicle bones one,
Listen.
and then the other.
Listen, let's concentrate. I have to concentrate. I haven't had a beautiful woman this close to me since Margaret Thatcher threatened me on my stoop.
Oh no! I'm getting a little woozy from that. Oh, catch me!
Oh
Catch
my
me.
God.
Oh, you're so strong.
Oh my God, your skin is as soft as rose petals.
Mom-
What kind of body lotion do you use?
I use olive oil. I slather it on every morning before I leave the home and every night before I sleep naked in my bed.
Well,
betwixt two
Miss
silk
Cosgrove,
sheets.
that's very interesting because Miss Biddleman was found with a vial of Olay in her purse. Did you have anything to do with her death?
What are you accusing me of,
I'm
sir?
accusing you of being a whore, trying to influence me with your goddamn perfect physique and your bullshit.
My beautiful clavicles.
You, madam, are now being implicated. Wow, that clavicle. How the hell? Do you play the clavicle as well?
I
or-
do. I play them right here. I happen to have a couple of
my
mallets.
God, you're like Disney concert hall come alive with an incredible pair of tits. All right, look. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I know you killed her.
I would never. We were the closest
Yes,
of
I know you
friends.
killed her. But since you're such a hot dish, you're a hot dish. You're hotter than a sizzling fajitas at the Outback Steakhouse.
Oh my! You wouldn't put a lovely lady like myself Mahan boss, there ain't nothing I can do, sir, for you. There ain't nothing I can do.
I want you to leave your telephone number. You have a landline, by the way? I only call people on a landline since
Of course I have a landline on a rotary telephone.
Good.
It's
Good.
the only way to speak.
You ever make love on a rotary?
Oh, I love clicking the numbers around and then they click back
I've
around.
made love to so many dames on top of a rotary phone, and it does hurt the smaller their back. But you know what? It's terrific.
Oh, my.
Anyway, that Margaret's my secretary. What was your first name?
I can't remember myself.
I can't either, but it's...
I'm so overtaken by your man.
Miss Cosgrove, I know you killed Miss Biddleman, but I'm going to have to let you...
You'll never catch me. You'll never catch me.
I think she left. P.I.
Wow, I don't know. I really thought that went... I mean, it satisfied murder mystery fans. It satisfied people who like a nice story.
Yeah.
It satisfied the Randy button.
Oh, very Randy. It was a very horny sketch. It might be one of the horniest we've done. And Allen Margaret will give it some competition for sure. That's a very horny sketch.
Well, there's a lot of competition actually these days.
It's true.
With the horniness. I don't know. You know what I think it is? And folks, I really think, you're getting a lot of sex content because we are out in some of the most beautiful weather. Los Angeles.
Yes.
In mid-March is absolutely gorgeous. It isn't hot here in the valley. It's beautiful. There are people lying around us.
Yes. With these designer dogs.
Designer doggies and people, who aren't really clothed in a lot. And a lot of people are coquettish.
Yes.
This time of year. I myself am a little bit of a coquette.
You like to glance behind your own shoulder.
You know when I like to be a coquette? When I'm in a Chipotle.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love being coquettish.
How do you do it?
Well, someone will order like a flour tortilla with chucha Fritos and extra peppers and the hot peppers and the salt. And I like to just kind of go, oh, I see you ordering a flour tortilla. And a lot of responses will be like, do not talk to him, Betty. That is someone who's unhinged.
My wife has accused me
of
flirting with people.
Have she?
Oh, yes. Because I'm...
Is she a little jealous type?
No. But she's like, you flirt everywhere we go. You're flirting with everybody. Male, female, it doesn't matter. Just because I'll get into a conversation. We were at Chipotle probably a few weeks ago, and the guy goes, white rice, brown rice, black beans, the whole thing where you order. Yeah. And he was in great shape.
He was in great
shape.
I'll tell you, by the way, can I just do an aside here?
Please.
If you're a server at Chipotle, please be in the best shape possible.
Yes.
because it makes it such a nice experience. I know the money sucks, but what does it take to be in great physical shape?
Yeah.
And helping people who are ordering that dastardly food.
Absolutely.
It's kind of decent fast food, I guess. When you discount the E. coli that they've been... they've been, they've had some fines put on them.
Yeah, it happens.
But most of us are, at this point, we have a resistance built into E. coli.
That's right.
E. coli.
That's
E.
right.
Cola. I don't know what it is.
Well, you get an affinity towards it a little bit. You start giving nicknames, a coli. You get comfortable with it. But this guy was ripped, and he goes, black beans or
and how did you flirt with him?
Well, so he goes white rice, brown rice. I go white rice. And he goes, all right, and he made a little bit, white rice, okay. And then he goes, black beans, pinto beans. I go, black beans. I go, wait. I go, what are you eating? You're ripped out of your gourd,
you
man.
You said that?
Yeah. I go, what are you eating? You
that
get
is
black
a flirty.
And my wife's like, she starts giggling. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm being friendly. I see the
What
guy's
did he
working
say
out."
to that? Did he have did he blush a little?
He goes, "Thanks, man. You know, I've been hitting it. You know." And he was really ripped. He was like looked like an amateur bodybuilder almost. And
I hope he's not on steroids.
no, well, he
Because
probably is.
steroids create anger.
Yes.
And the last thing you want in a Chipotle server is someone who will turn on you because of a chemical reaction with steroids.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like black bean or pinto? And then you're bending over looking at the black beans, and he hits you
With
because of
serving ladle.
Yeah, serving ladle.
Yeah, this guy, he said he didn't eat. He said no rice. He does a lot of black beans, a lot of veggies, and basically 3 orders of chicken. That was his order, and I completely disregarded his advice and got what I usually get. But I think I put a little spring in his step.
You do, and one thing that you're good at is talking to the little people.
That's right.
Which I think next week should be a sketch. Talking to the diminutive.
Yes.
Talking to the people who aren't at your level.
Yes.
And you're very, very good at that.
Absolutely. I try not to forget about,
I mean, when you walk into a place, and I've seen you walk into Hobby Lobby, and I've seen you walk into Pottery Barn,
Yep.
and Pier, what's that?
Pier 1 Imports.
Pier
Yeah,
1
yeah.
Imports, and people are like, Mr. Tankin,
And I'm like, hey!
hold on, let me get my good suit.
Yeah, that's right. They better. I'm not going to be buying any ottomans if they're not looking
Anyway,
chic.
if we can remember, let's next week do Talking to the Little People with Kevin Tinkin.
I think that would be good.
Okay, I think this was another great podcast. I think we covered a lot of ground.
We're pretty solid. Yeah. We did. We covered a ton of ground. I will say, the talking to the little people and the just the general jovialness that I try to put out there in the world. I hope it's helping, because I keep talking to people, and this is why I do that a lot of the time, is because I'll see people that I know that are incredibly talented that I think should be so happy with their life because they're great people doing great stuff.
And they're not happy.
Or people, you see little dishevelments and little, especially in this city and whatnot. Yeah. And I try to, get a little nut tap or,
well, it's
tell them their ass
very,
looks
very
good.
difficult to keep an even keel about life. And this culture is designed to make us despairing.
Yes.
Because it waves this carrot and saying you can be the greatest, but meanwhile, everybody else is trying to do the same thing. So it's such a clusterfuck of ambition, and people don't appreciate, or people are geared toward getting more.
Yes.
Trying to. They're never satisfied with what they have. And that goes for the people up top who keep raising rents because they have no limit to what they can acquire, and it's
a cycle. It's a horrible cycle.
You've heard the phrase "shit rolls downhill," and that's one thing. So it really is about taking in your breaths and doing some meditation work, and I try to lead the way there.
Yeah.
And just breathing, and here it is, appreciating small things, appreciating the moment, and not getting caught up in comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
I've seen other people try to be as funny as me, and it's so disheartening to watch that.
It is. It's a futile effort.
It really is.
It's too bad.
Anyway, thank you, everybody. Kev, you want to lead us out?
Absolutely, folks. Patreon, if you want to support this podcast, throw us $5 or $20 a month. We'll get you this podcast the day that it comes out, and we'll get you some apparel if you're a $20 customer. And we got new stand-up coming out from Mr. Pepitone himself. It'll be out there available for our circus subscribers on Patreon.
And I also want to say, please go to eddiepepitone.com. Should have mentioned this up top, but I'm going to be performing in Chicago May 31st at Lincoln Hall Shubas to tape a new special. So please, if you're in the Midwest, or even make it a little trip, a summer trip, come and see me tape.
May 31st, Chicago.
Chicago. Tickets at eddiepepitone.com. I'm doing 2 shows for this special. We'll take the best of both.
God, I'm so excited for that, man. It's
I
gonna
hope
be great.
you come.
And we'll throw some early availability tickets on the Patreon. So if you're a
that's
Patreon,
right.
we'll get you that availability first thing, so you can be the first in line to come and support Eddie. And it's exciting, man. I'm so glad you're putting out another one.
Yeah.
So go check that out. Yeah, go to YouTube, subscribe over there. Of course, at Eddie Pep on Instagram and all that good stuff. And take care of yourselves.
And thank you for watching Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.